Hello and welcome to another episode of Guitar Rescue. In today's episode, we are going to install a K&K Pure Mini pickup into this little 1978-ish Sigma guitar. You'll probably recognize this guitar. It starred in many videos of Guitar Rescue. It got a new bridge, it got a new pick guard, it got a new saddle, it got a new finish. So you'll remember this one. So now we're going to install this K&K Mini, and for this episode we're going to actually have to drill a hole because we're going to have to expand the hole that the strap button came out of. So the tools that we're going to need for this today are, we need the part, and I took this K&K Mini out of a Larrabee that I had, and I installed the LR bag. So I have this, and I thought, what the heck, let's put it in here and drill that hole out and show how it's done. You're going to need some super glue gel to put it in there. I think I need a measuring tool because I don't have the instructions for this, so I want to make sure that I measure and do the right hole. You're going to need a step drill to drill that hole out. I think it's going to end up being a 1/2 inch, so I have a 1/2 inch hole. You need a mirror to be able to look inside to see what you're doing, a mirror with a light. You need a string winder of some kind. You're going to need an actual drill to drill the hole. Some sandpaper. You're going to need some masking tape to mask the hole. Plus, because I don't have the installation parts that came with this, they have a little plastic holder with two like golf tees that they use to line this up when they install it. I'm going to have to MacGyver it, and I think I can do it with some masking tape and the actual pins that come, the bridge pins. So we'll see if this all works. We'll be right back and get started. Okay, so we took the strings back. You may have seen this trick before where I loosen the strings and put a capo on here to allow you to pull the pins out and take the strings and save the strings. They're brand new. I'm taking a look inside to see how this is in here. When I replaced the bridge, I put a nice little piece of wood in there to sure it up. And I look at it, you'll see inside it. Okay, here's a view from the bridge from the bottom side. And when I replaced the bridge on this particular unit, I added a little piece of wood, and you can see it there right now. And it's right about underneath where the saddle goes in the bridge. And it's nice, clean. I made sure I sanded it and cleaned it a little bit. So, doing a little video now. You'll see inside that it's a great surface to install this pickup. So now we're going to get to the back here. We're going to measure and get to the back and do some drilling of the hole. Okay, so the next step is I measured the shaft on the K&K Mini, and I measured on my drill where I want to stop first. So I'm going to stop, this is a tapered drill, and there's 3 tapers left at the end. I'm going to stop probably at the 3rd one and then check it and then go slow till I get it exactly right. We'll see how this goes. Okay, now for the scary part. We're going to do a little drilling here and see how this goes. I didn't mess this up. I just realized. But so far so good. I'm being very careful. And that way I can see these lines better. So I'm going to stop at this 3rd line and check it. Let's see what happens. I'm going to It's probably too small, I think. No, it's got to go just a little more. So we're going to keep going on this. Right about to that line. And then we're going to check it. I think it will work out. Let's see. Got to get it a little straighter through there. Okay. So now it's just a little fine tuning that we need here. And I think we'll have it. So I'm going to mess around with it just a little bit. Okay, so what I finally did was I used the step drill, but you know it's tapered so it doesn't go all the way, and it wasn't quite fat enough. I have my little reamer that I used, but I ended up with a 1/2-inch drill to finish it off to get the hole a 1/2 inch all the way through. So we did that, and so now we're going to measure to see the shaft of the K&K pickup has to be set up right so that when you put it in, that just the small part comes out that you're going to put your little escutcheon nut on. So we're going to do a little bit of quick measuring and we'll be right back. Okay, so I have a lot of fancy measuring tools, but I decided to go old school. I took this little tool and I put it in here, this little hook, and then I marked it with masking tape, the distance with masking tape. Then I could come out and take my little tool and measure this shaft so that I can make sure that this nut right here is set properly so that the shaft will come to the end and then it will tighten down. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is you're going to need to have a string, a guitar string. I didn't, I saved the strings on this guitar, so I have a guitar string, and I am going to hook the guitar string. There should be a little hole here. Yeah, there's a little hole right here. And I am going to put the string through here and hook it to this piece, and then I'm going to pull it out and tighten it up, and then we are going to set up these little piazzos on the bridge, underneath the bridge, right about where the saddle goes. And that's going to happen soon. Stand by. Okay, now I strung a string up through my hole, through the sound hole. I've hooked to my pickup. I want to bring it up here and gently try not to have anything fall off and get it all the way up here and hopefully come out the other end. Sometimes this is a tricky operation, but voila, we got real lucky and we have it there. So now we take the string out of it and we have a little washer and a nut that we put on here. Now before we tighten everything down, we're going to want to line up the little piazzos. So we're going to take a look at that. But you know, the nut gets tight and then the little escutcheon goes on the end and you're done at this end. Right now we are going to just, we're going to make sure that we have these little piazzos in the right place. So let me work on that and I'll get right back to you. Okay, so here's the next plan. Because we don't have the little tool to install this K&K pickup, my plan is to, you want to put each one of these piazzos between two strings. So we're going to start here on the low E string. I've got 2 pins in here which I can feel from the other side and I can see them. I'm going to have a mirror lidded mirror in there so I can see what I'm doing. I have one of the piazzos, which I believe is the end piazzo. I'm pretty sure it's the end one. That I am then going to put a little bit of super glue gel on, and I'm going to use this tape to hold it up there while the glue sets, and then we're going to go one by one. So that's my first step. So I'll do the first one, and then we'll see how that comes out. But make sure you have gloves because you're dealing with glue here. Super glue. Okay, so I put the piazzos on there. I put a little bit of super glue on the face of the piazzo. I put the pins in, 2 pins, and I attempted to line it up behind the pins and stick it on there. I held the first one on with some tape. After that, I realized that actually it dries fast enough where I could hold it with my finger with gloves on, so my finger's not all gluey, and till it's set, and then I could let it go. I'm not totally happy with my positioning of the piazzos because, as I said, I didn't have the tool that lines them all up. But I guess it's, you know, the proof is in the pudding. So we're going to finish the job, string it up, and see how it sounds, see how those piazzos sound in the location that they're in. So I'm going to reach in here and get a hold of the piazzo and tighten it up. I don't want to over tighten anything, but we're going to tighten that on there so it doesn't come loose. Not spinning around inside here. I'm holding it from the inside from turning. We need a 13 millimeter or a 1/2 inch wrench for this. I didn't mention that. Then we're going to put the little escutcheon on here that holds your strap, and we'll tighten that, just barely tighten that by hand and a rag. I think that's pretty tight. I don't think that'll come off. Now we're going to string this back up and see how it sounds. We'll go from there. Okay, you guys check it out. See what you think of the sound. I think I accidentally got these in the proper place to sound better than usual. So hold on. I got to give you some power here. We're plugged in. I'm going through a DI box, but here's no DI box. Pretty good. Sounds really nice, and you can tweak it with a DI box. You can make it bassier or treblier. Happy with the sound on that. It came out pretty nice. It's got the little end pin in there now that you can put your strap on, plug in, and make some noise. So I'm real happy. We're going to see you in the next video. Thanks for watching Guitar Rescue.